We return to another big story we're following. The Trump administration seizing two oil tankers linked to Venezuela, one in the Caribbean, another in the North Atlantic. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem posted this video of the operation in the Caribbean, and U.S. troops can be seen boarding the vessel known as the Sophia. The second tanker in the Atlantic currently goes by the name Marinera. The Kremlin says it gave the ship temporary permission to sail under a Russian flag, and U.S. officials tell CBS News it had a Russian escort. Elliot Ackerman joins us now. He's a U.S. Marine Corps veteran, former CIA Special Operations Officer, and a contributor with the Free Press, which, like CBS, is owned by Paramount Skydance. Thank you for being here. So the Trump administration argues these are stateless vessels carrying sanctioned oil. What do you make of that?
Well, I mean, they're technically stateless vessels, but they are part of the network of vessels that have allowed Venezuela to export black market oil to nations that are typically hostile to the United States. So I think the seizure of these vessels is part of Trump's campaign of maximum pressure against Venezuela and part of his broader national security policy to freeze out bad actors like Iran, China, and Russia from the Western Hemisphere.
You told our Major Garrett yesterday you think one of the real challenges here is that the strategy seems to be predicated on intimidation. I mean, between these oil tankers and capturing Maduro and now the other threats, recent statements on Greenland, what message is the U.S. sending to the world?
I think, we've seen this with President Trump in the past. He often takes sort of a maximalist approach towards negotiation and then has whoever he's negotiating against try to work him back from that approach. So I think we're seeing, these seizures of oil tankers or even the seizure of Maduro is a maximalist gesture. He is basically saying, I'm going to remove the head of a state or take these vessels until you stop behaving in a way that are counter to our interests. Now, what's challenging about that type of a strategy is those types of tactical actions are very risky, to include seizing these oil tankers. So when we continue to engage in these types of missions, it's not going to be too long before an incident occurs. We lose a helicopter or we lose U.S. service members, and then that dramatically changes the political calculus, not only abroad, but particularly at home.
Are you watching what China and Russia do in light of all this?
Absolutely. I think we need to be paying close attention to how they're behaving in their hemispheres. Russia with regards to Ukraine and China with regards to Taiwan. And then we should also be paying close attention to how they behave in our hemisphere, particularly with regards to Venezuela and these sanctions.
Elliot Ackerman, thank you.
Thank you.